Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another edition of Stout Sunday. And joining me this morning, as always, we have Mr. Michael Kormeroff, the Stout King, up in Brooklyn. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
And the one, the only, Mr. Ronald J. Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews, going by Louisiana Flavor Imperial Stout Reviews this morning. Good morning, Ron.
Hello, everybody.
It's quite a mouthful with that name.
This is
All right. So let's go ahead and get right into it. See what everybody's drinking this morning. We'll start with you, Michael. What do you have?
Okay, from Trader Joe's, I have Bosun Chocolate Stout. It's a stout brewed with cocoa powder at 5.4 ABV. And even though it looks like it's Boatswain, it's actually pronounced Bosun. And this is brewed in Wisconsin, I believe.
Yes.
Does it say it on the can?
Monroe, Wisconsin.
Monroe, Wisconsin. So this is one of the Trader Joe's grouping beers, which they have. This is a whole series. You know, there's a whole collection in this group that's brewed in Monroe, Wisconsin. By that company, Rhinelander.
Oh, Rhinelander can. Oh, that's a cool can.
That is a cool can. So Jay has a lot of these cans in his collection too that he saved over the years. But that's what I'm doing.
All right. Ron, what are you drinking this morning?
Hello. Good morning. I'm sorry I accidentally threw the can away without thinking. Untitled art. The can is sort of like modern art with different shapes of different colors and angle lines. So kind of like you would see at the mall in 1988. But anyway, it is called Untitled Art Peanut Butter and Jelly Imperial Stout. It's made with cocoa nibs, strawberry, raspberry, black currant, and lactose. It is made to taste like a dessert. Oh yeah,
there's the can. If anybody is interested.
Did I give a good description?
Yeah, very good.
All right. I've had a lot of the Untitled Art stuff recently. They started selling some of their stuff around here, and I've been pretty impressed with their stouts. I don't think I've had any of their other beers, but the stouts that I've had from them have been really good. I'd like to try that one as well. So what I'm drinking is another one of those, kind of like the Bosun, but this one is, as far as the pronunciation, it's the New Realm Oaxaca Chaca. That's how you pronounce that. Oaxaca Chaca. It's 10.7%. I've had it in the can a couple years ago. I actually did a review on it. I really liked it. So, of course, I picked up a growler of it at the growler shop downtown on Friday. Have yet to open it. Was saving it for today's Stout Sunday. So I figured if I like it in the can, I'm really going to like it in draft form. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. And while I'm doing that, we can go back around to Michael because might take me a minute to get this in the glass without making a mess. So let's.
Okay, so I can pour mine.
Yes, go ahead and get into that Bosun Chocolate Stout.
I'm gonna buy some more of that soon.
So this is a revisit. I've had this before, but as we've discussed on this show and on other shows that we've done together, one thing you do have to say about the Trader Joe's beers, at the price point, they are really a good deal.
Got that right.
So anyway, this is what it looks like. Very dark brown in color with a 2-finger bubbly head. bubble pattern are sticking very close together in the head. And I actually think this head is going to last for a while. I don't think it's going to fade right away, but we'll see. The nose. It's funny. It's chocolate, but I guess you're getting the cocoa powder end of the chocolate because it's not a sweet chocolate. It's more of a baker's kind of chocolate, but it's a strong chocolate smell, and you're getting some of the roasted malts as well. But chocolate is the primary taste you get, the primary smell you're getting. And let's go to the sip. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
Okay, so you're getting the chocolate in the flavor as well. Again, it's not sweet. It's not bitter either. It's more like a baker's chocolate. And the mouthfeel is medium, lower end of medium, more toward the top end of light. Goes down pretty easy. It's smooth in as well. It's only a little bit above 5%, so it's certainly in the sessionable category, and it's one that you could put down a few without any problem. I guess this could be an entry level kind of thing for somebody because it's not heavy duty. It's just a straightforward chocolate stout. So because of that, you could probably get somebody who's drinking macros to try something like this and maybe think of it as like chocolate soda kind of.
Chocolate soda. That's interesting.
Like a chocolate soda with alcohol kind of.
Is it when you mentioned soda? It reminded me of the carbonation. Is it a higher carbonated stout? Is it on the high side for carbonation?
I would say you've heard the expression like prickly carbonation. It has that kind of carbonation.
Okay.
So there's a lot of carbonation in this, but it's not it's not off the chart kind of thing. But it's funny now with all these. You see all these seltzers now that are on the market. They even have imperial kind of seltzers, like 8%, stuff like that. It's getting to the point where I don't know, alcohol is being delivered in so many different ways in cans now. It's like it's almost crazy. But that seltzer market's a big market now, and I know all the major manufacturers are in it. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is this could seem like chocolate soda to somebody. That's it tastes like chocolate. It has carbonation.
Yeah, a lot of craft beer companies are making seltzers too now.
I mean, it's obviously beer and it's not chocolate, it's not soda, but it has that kind of conceptual look that it could be. And I'll keep mulling over it until we come around again. But I'm enjoying it.
Sounds good. Let me pull up Mr. Terrio. One quick note on seltzers. Everybody thinks that it's a fad, that it's going to be gone tomorrow type, here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. I am of the belief that seltzers are here to stay. They have hit it off, and there's a lot of people that buy and drink seltzers regularly, including my mother, who's a longtime Michelob Ultra and Coors Light drinker. She buys seltzers now, and I know a lot of people, a lot of women in particular, that are seltzer lovers. So I don't think they're going anywhere, despite what other people may say. Anyway, sorry for the tangent there. I just wanted to say that real quick. So Ron, go for it. LSU. Did LSU win yesterday?
Last night, yep.
They did? Okay, I didn't see the game. All right. Good for them.
It didn't start till 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. All right. You finished with your rant?
Yeah, I'm done ranting with John. Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Take a page out of your book.
So here is this weird looking thing. It's like a D in appearance because the head fizz right away, and it's got like an oil sheen when you look down into it. It's opaque. Looks even muddy. Even the head was kind of pink and all. It even has like some red to it. I think it's some. So appearance, it's bad. But we don't sit there and admire beer like a museum piece. Well, I have a friend that does. But He actually treats beer like a museum piece. But anyway, murmur. But we drink beer, at least I do. It smells like fruit and peanut butter and dark malt and chocolate and milk chocolate. And it sort of does smell like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Friar Tuck was contacting me privately earlier asking if we were doing this today, and who was hosting. I was hoping he was implying that he was going to join, you see.
Yeah, we'd love to have you, Friar Tuck. If you do want to join, just leave a comment and I'll post the link in the chat because I don't think he's in a lot of the beer group chats that we're in.
Well, here's the taste. Cheers. Yummy. Look, you know how you get those chocolates and it's like milk chocolate and inside of it is like some kind of fruit or fruit syrup?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this tastes like. It doesn't taste like peanut butter in the taste. It smells like it. In the taste, it smells like a chocolate-covered raspberry strawberry mix. Now, the black currants give it an interesting thing, and the milk gives it the milk chocolate. The body's a little thin, like a porter, and everybody's been talking about that on Alcohol Eggs, how a lot of imperial stouts are unusually thin lately in the body. They all taste good, but and then sweetness level high, bitterness level low. Basically, there is no bitterness. Michael, I was going to talk to David about going on a road trip to visit Monroe, Wisconsin, and visit that brewery, and go to Milwaukee and visit the big brewery there, and then go to Chicago and visit Goose Island and come back. That sounds like a good trip, huh?
It does. If you can in Wisconsin, go do Leinenkugel as well.
Yeah, that's so far north there. I was looking at it.
It's out of the way. You'd have to go 2 hours north in order to hit that one.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know about that, but we could do Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis, Goose Island in Chicago, Miller and Milwaukee, and then go on the way back, go to Monroe, Wisconsin, to go to the one you're doing today, Rhinelander. By that time, we'd be sick of taking brewery tours and be ready to come back.
And that would be a lot of miles too.
Quite a few miles. It's very rich. This thing, you could just drink a lot of it and you'll get plenty drunk. But then you get plenty sick too, because I mean, who would want to sit there and just eat rich chocolate cake, you know, slice after slice? You know, you think you want it. You know, you think.
Jay, is it boozy at 11% or not so much?
You think you'd want it, but then you'd be saying, why did I do this? No. You could drink this and you would never think that it had alcohol in it. I'm telling you, now some of the viewers might be saying, oh, look who's talking. You know him. He's drinking all the time. He don't even taste alcohol. Him. That's an unfair thing to say. I'm acclimated to it. It's true. But you could taste, you know, when things are boozy, like Michael saying, this one does not taste boozy. No. A child could drink this and think it was some kind of candy drink. Then you'd be running them to the hospital. So thumbs up.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll come back around here in a little bit, get your final thoughts and ratings. So pull myself up with my New Realm Oaxaca Chaca. It did pour with a nice head. It's subsided, but there is still a little bit of a film of head on the top. I would say that it's a dark tan color. The appearance of the beer itself is black, but when I hold it up to the light, I do see a little bit of light coming through the bottom there. So I guess you could say very, very, very dark brown when held up to direct light. But yeah, for all intents and purposes here, just looking at it, it's jet black. The aroma with this, very nice. A lot of chocolate, a little bit of cinnamon, some vanilla, and there are chili peppers added in this. There's a little bit of that pepper aroma. like the pepper skin, I guess you could say.
Pepper skin.
Like the smell of a fresh pepper, like picked from the garden, like that type of thing. It does have that aroma to it,
Yeah.
but it's in the background. The main aroma is the chocolate and a little bit of that cinnamon. And of course, it does have some malt character, the roasty, toasty malt character, like some toasted bread aromas. It smells really good. This one being 10.7%, not quite as strong as Jay's there, but getting up there, 10.7%. No boozy characteristics, no alcohol that I can detect on the aroma whatsoever. It smells really delightful. I am salivating here, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, John. Enjoy.
Yeah, this is really nice. So right up front, you get that chocolate, a little bit of like a vanilla bean type thing, leads into the nice bready center, lots of dark toasted malt character, very roasty, toasty, bready notes in the middle of the sip. Almost to the point where there's a little bit of a coffee flavor from the roasted malt. There's no coffee added to this beer, but it does have a little bit of a coffee-like flavor from the roasted malt character. On the back end, it's slightly warming, but it's not boozy. I'm getting that chili pepper heat on the back end, and the more I sip on it, the more it builds.
And you're not a big coffee guy.
I'm not a big coffee guy, and the coffee is very light because they don't actually add coffee to it. It's coming from that roasted malt. So I don't mind the coffee flavors from roasted malt because they're not very strong. Now, if there was a ton of coffee added in here, it would be a lot more prevalent, and I would probably be a little bit turned off by it. I mean, coffee is not bad if it's balanced in the beer, but I find that a lot of times coffee stouts it's like drinking cold brew coffee. It's not even really like drinking a beer. Founders does an exceptional job with their coffee stout lineup, but a lot of other stouts that I've had, they're very unbalanced and just, it's like drinking alcoholic coffee. There's really not much else you pick up on because the coffee overpowers the palate and you don't pick up on any of the malt or the the hops or anything else that may be in the beer. So with this one, very nice, very balanced chocolate, vanilla, the cinnamon's coming through, the chili pepper flavor and heat is coming through on the back end, and it's warming going down the throat, which builds the more that you drink on it. The 10.7% alcohol is masked exceptionally well. You're not picking up on any boozy characteristics. Unlike Ron's beer there, you probably wouldn't be able to give this to a child because the heat would build up so much if, before the alcohol got to the kid, the burning from the chili peppers would. This is a very, very nice chili beer. A lot of times when these breweries, they add chili peppers to the beers, a lot of times it's just kind of more of a gimmicky thing. You don't really get the heat or the flavor. With this, I'm getting both. I'm getting a little bit of the flavor from the chili peppers as well as the heat and that warming sensation that's sticking around in my throat after I swallow it down. So very nice, very smooth, easy drinking, nice glass lacing. It's on the low end of heavy. I mean, at 10.7%, it's got a lot of body to it, and it's got a relatively thick mouthfeel as well. It almost
What's
has
the
a little bit
carbonation like, John? What's the carbonation like?
Carbonation with this is very low carbonation, as I was kind of expecting with this kind of a heavy hitter. You really don't get a ton of carbonation with 10 plus ABV beers like this, and this one's no exception. There's a little bit there, but it's very, very low. It's not flat. I was a little worried sometimes when you get these growlers, if you don't open them and drink them within a day or two, that the carbonation will seep out and then you end up with a flat beer. This one poured very nicely, had nice head, glass lacing, so very very preserved with that. They did a good job sealing it up, and it definitely tastes super fresh, and I'm enjoying it. I'll come back around with a rating here in a little bit, but I will say that from my recollection of drinking the canned version a couple years ago, the draft version is just a little bit better, as it usually is with these types of things. So I'm very pleased with it. Really quick, go to the chat. Let's see. Vanessa Kitty, she's always got the Dragon's Milk. She's always talking about that. That's a good standby stout to have. A pretty cheap barrel-aged stout as well that's readily available year-round. So, yeah, definitely would recommend that one.
John,
Bart,
are you familiar? Are you familiar with Travel and Brews? He's saying he'd like to join us at a future occasion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's in the chat a lot. You're always welcome to join. Yes, if you want to join, I know you're not a part of a lot of the groups where we post the link. So just on a day that you have a stout and you want to join, just post a little comment in the chat, say I'd like to join, and I will put the link down there for you to grab up. Friar Tuck is drinking a G-Bot. Not sure what that is.
He's saying he doesn't have a stout, but he'll try to get one.
Yeah, and Travel and Brews, he's currently in India, so display their 1 or 2 Indian stout. Okay, that would be really cool. I've never had an Indian stout before, I don't think.
I have not either.
Neither me. We had Sri Lanka, but not India.
And Miscellaneous, cheers from work. Yeah, cheers to you, Miscellaneous. Thanks for stopping by.
Says you left him hanging.
I left him hanging, I guess, last night. I wasn't feeling it last night. Wasn't hanging out last night. Anyway, okay.
At least you didn't skip him.
Yeah, well, that's true, I guess. All right. So let's go ahead and go back around. Michael, you were first, so if you want to go ahead and give us your final thoughts and rating on the Bosun Double Chocolate.
The people who are watching, here's the can again, and Bosun chocolate stout with cocoa
chocolate.
powder.
Sorry, not double chocolate.
It's just single chocolate. Anyway, as you can see, it is briefly going to be saying goodbye because I'm down such a sleep. But it's interesting. A sign of a quality beer is the lacing that it still leaves even after it's down. So there's still lacing on the side. Okay, this is, like I said before, for the price point, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and Jay can correct this, I think this is 83 cents a can. I think it's $4.99 for a 6-pack. So
that's right.
In this current age we're dealing in, that is amazing that you can get a quality product. Okay, so for a number, I'm giving it a 91, which is an A-, and I highly recommend it. So if you do go to Trader Joe's, check out all their beers and the whole Bosun series. And I haven't had any that I really didn't like. Some are better than others, and whatever, but try them all out. And they do have other beers that they sell, so try everything out that they have. And good selection. I haven't been to Trader Joe's in a while. I guess I'm due to make another trip at some point before the year is over, but I highly recommend it. And I guess we'll save our shout outs till the last time through, right?
Yeah, we might as well wait since it's just the three of us. We're only at the 23-minute mark, so we could drag it out a little bit, I suppose.
We're not
okay,
required,
I recommend this.
You were not required to use time.
No, I know. If we finish early, we finish early. So 91 out of 100. Always a good stout. I love that stout as well. Unfortunately, the closest Trader Joe's is in Atlanta, so it's rare that I drive into downtown Atlanta because it's pretty much a 3-hour commitment.
Yeah, pretty much. I would not do that.
Yeah, so I have to already be in the area to even think about going there. But hopefully they'll build a Trader Joe's closer to me soon. They do have an Aldi right down the road, and they have some interesting beer, but they don't sell the specialty stuff that Trader Joe's has, and it's just not as good.
No.
So Lidl's, if they build a Lidl's here, that would be in, because Lidl's has some really good stuff, and they have some of the bomber bottles of some more specialty type items that Aldi just doesn't have. So fingers crossed, maybe there'll be a Lidl's built. I keep hearing rumors about it, but haven't seen one yet, so we'll see. Okay, so Jay, what are you thinking about your Untitled Art PB&J Imperial Stout?
a year ago, they said they were going to build the newspaper. It wasn't some rumor on the street. The newspaper announced they were going to build an Aldi's in this town. I hadn't seen a single bit of work done anywhere that would indicate it's going to open. And that's been a
Right.
year.
They said the same thing here with the Lidls, and that hasn't happened. And of course, you ask people, and everybody wants to blame it on COVID. So yeah, whatever.
Well, and I'm sure after Hurricane Ida, Aldi probably looked around this town and said, "No way." You know.
Yeah.
I drove to this town yesterday, and I said, "Oh man, it still looks bad." You know, I went back into this neighborhood on the other side of the highway, closer to the lake. I said, "Ooh." Anyway, that was really bad to see. All right. I mean, it's bad here where I am. They demolished 2 houses in my neighborhood in the past week. That should indicate something to you. But it was really bad over there. But anyway, people didn't want to come here to hear that. But this product is great. It's got flaws, but they're so minor. Like, oh, the body's too thin. Oh, it doesn't have enough bubbles in head. Oh, it's murky looking. Oh, it's got no lace, and oh, this and that and all these other complaints. Okay, those are legitimate complaints because after all, I'm the one making them. But I'm criticizing myself for being a complainer. But nonetheless, the flavor is so good, the flavor is so high that it overrides the complaints. I paid $3.99 for that can, not 83 cents. But I'm gonna say 98, even with the flaws.
Oh wow. Okay.
Even with the appearance being a D, a bad appearance. You know, I'm not drinking the appearance, you know. So 98, it's great. And I really don't believe it's 11%. The can says 11%. I'm sitting here feeling like I just drank a 0% beer.
Give it time.
I know
Jay,
how
it's
to,
like it's like Jay.
alcohol, huh?
Jay, when you go to a restaurant, if the ambiance is not great, but the food is wonderful, you can't eat the ambiance. It doesn't, it really doesn't make that much difference if they don't have nice tablecloths and everything is,
Yeah, I've been to restaurants with great ambiance, and the food was like.
I'm just saying, you're there for the food, you're not there for
Right,
the
I've been at restaurants where the ambiance was fabulous, and then I said to myself, "Why? I should have just heated up a banquet."
I'm just saying. So the food has to be good. That's the reason you're eating in the restaurant. So I guess your beer is kind of like that. Some of the side flaws are not major because the beer tastes so good.
Right, I get your point. And we got a lot of what you would call dive restaurants around here. If you saw the place, you'd say, "I'll never eat there." But if you did eat there, you'd never stop eating there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of cool. A lot of the dives, they're very homely, and the appearance would scare a lot of people off. But you go in there, and they just have excellent food and drink, and that's why. What's that show on food? Diners, drive-ins, and dives. A lot of those dive bars that nobody knew about were kind of exposed to the public, and now they've become something other than a dive bar. But
right, and I'm gonna let you do your score. But when I went to St. Louis one time, there's a famous dive diner on the old Route 66 right outside the baseball stadium. Been there for a long time. Can't remember the name of it. It looks like hell, when you see it. Now, they do have good food, but I mean, it's not exceptional. It's not like, oh wow, I can't believe they made an egg sandwich, But I went to that place a few times, but the last time I went there to this hobo heaven, I gave the guy the money. He takes the cash there, cash only, of course. He turns around and starts making the sandwich.
yeah.
You don't get.
You have to pay. You have to pay before.
You don't catch the problem there.
I catch the problem. You have to pay in advance. They're afraid you're not going to pay.
No,
No, he handled the money and he just.
Okay. So
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, yeah. He didn't wash his hands
money. He
or
doesn't
put on
wash
gloves
his hands
or
before he starts cooking your food. Okay.
right.
Okay.
That's a little too divey for me.
Little
Right.
sanitary possibilities of trouble.
Yeah.
I looked at that like, you gotta be kidding.
Now they all wear gloves. If you actually look at the kitchen staff now, they all have gloves on. I guess that's COVID related too. They're cooking with gloves now.
It really should be.
I've been going to.
It shouldn't. It should be like that all the time. That shouldn't be a COVID.
Yeah, but the problem with these dive places, those gloves might be from 2 months ago.
That's true too. They may have changed the
or
gloves.
Or they could be wearing the same gloves all day. That's handling your money and making other people's
so
food.
That glove business is not too impressive to me. Okay, John, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So this is scary good, and it's almost gone at 2.7%. I may even pour myself another one. I got 64 ounces worth, so whatever, why not? The chocolate is there, the cinnamon is there, the chili pepper heat and flavor is there. There's a little bit of a vanilla bean type flavor in there. Also, no alcohol present, super smooth and easy drinking for such a high alcohol beer. I loved it in the can. I love it even more on draft. I don't remember what I gave it when I reviewed it before, but I'm gonna go in the 97 out of 100. The only thing that would make it even better, I think, is if they put it in a bourbon barrel and let it age for a few months. But
I think we've said that before about.
I know that's pretty much every stout. Like, those are my thoughts for the most part. So yeah, and to take a page out of Ron's book, I'm going to up the ante with my scrolling on the bottom there. That way, if you're joining late, you see the actual beer, the ABV, and the rating. So thank you, Ron, for inspiring me with that, because I had been just doing the name and the rating, and if you're joining late, it doesn't really help you with what the beer was that we were drinking. So I liked your idea, and I'm adopting it for my channel as well.
Thank you. And the next step is one day you'll do screen shares and share the website for the companies.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time. That's a lot.
He'll really get fancy pants.
I really actually wouldn't. I would love to do that, but for whatever reason, every time I have tried to do the screen share stuff while I'm live, it slows my computer down so much that it's not. It almost becomes unmanageable.
For me. Well, never mind. You might have it set on 720. That'll kill your speed.
Yeah, I know. I've tried to drop the all of that down, and it still, for whatever reason, seems to be an issue.
Oh yeah, well, never mind. Don't mess with it, because that you can't have that.
So anyway,
almost sudden joint. All right.
We've got a few more comments. Travel and Brews is talking about Lidl and Aldi are everywhere in London. That's pretty cool. And then we've got Only Matters Near Elections. Welcome in. My Lidl should be opening in the next few months. Okay. Yeah, Lidl's and Aldi are kind of popping up everywhere, especially in the Southeast. I don't know where you live, but yeah, they're very popular. And the ones down here sell alcohol. I know Michael's up there in his area. The Lidl's up there, or the Aldi's up there don't sell alcohol. So.
But the Lidl's do.
But the Lidl's do. So yeah, go figure. Bart Robinson, same thing. Aldi and Lidl everywhere in South Jersey. Can't believe they made an egg sandwich. Okay. All right, we're caught up on the chat. Let's go ahead. It's that time of the show where we do a little show and tell, promos, whatever you got. Now would be the time. So go for it, gentlemen.
Jay, you want to go first? You can.
Yeah, good idea, because these bottles it's so warm. I don't even need this sweatshirt. It's so warm today that the bottles are sweating. So I bought this. Right, well, first Wayne Allen, Wayne Franklin, he uses different aliases. He sent me this, and I haven't obviously opened it yet.
Oh, Trogs. I've heard about that. I've never seen that, but yeah.
Well, they don't sell it in Louisiana, but it's Mad Elf. I think they did sell Trogs in Louisiana, but it was for like a week, 8 years ago.
I don't think they sell it here in Georgia at all.
It's a spicy Belgian. Well, we can't get. It's a spicy Belgium. It's made with Bing, Lambert, Van, Royal Anne, and Montmorency cherries. served in a chalice, and it's 11% alcohol. So, yeah, a holiday, yeah, baby, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, calm down. The next thing is I bought this variety pack at Walmart a few days ago, and it was 16 something. And they got the new labels. The new labels look like the that foil Christmas wrapping paper.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Oh gosh.
All right. Guess it is 11% that I drank. All right.
At least the bottle didn't break. I've seen that happen too on some of your reviews.
Yeah, but they only break when it's like bourbon count, you know.
Right.
But what I was trying, I think it's just that the glass was wet. Michael got some echo rolling. But what I was trying to say was they got it like this gift wrap. You know that foil gift wrap paper?
Right, the shiny. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
And some of those ornaments, Christmas ornaments, be like foil. But all of them are wrapped this way. So this is their new IPA. It's called Reunion IPA. It's kind of weird tasting, but I liked it. But I'm gonna see what David thinks about it. One thing I like about Sam Adams this year was they did 2 flavors of each. Instead of trying to be cheap and do 3 flavors and you only get 4 different ones, here they get 2. 2 times 6 is 12, so you get 6 different flavors. See, now today at Walmart, I bought this. This showed up.
Oh, that's a good one. I have had that. That's one of my favorite Leinenkugel's beers.
So I bought this 6-pack. And for Dawn Busters this week, we're doing an exciting, but it's not really challenging. You can never mix them up. You would never confuse this one with anything else. But we're doing this thing.
Ardbeg. Okay.
It's the most smokiest Scotch whiskey in the world. When you drink it, it's like you're drinking liquid smoke. It's crazy. And we're going up against Glenmorangie, which is very bready.
Love Glenmorangie.
Yeah, Glenmorangie is very bready and soft. So, and that's going to do that. And then Wednesday, we're doing beers for autumn. Any beer that you think would be good for autumn, bring it. I have a good one. And then Fandango Friday, liqueurs. I finally got rid of all my 99 brands so I can break open some new products. So that's it. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving week.
All right. And because I am off on Thanksgiving Day, I will be on the Autumn Beers examination. I'm very excited about that because I haven't joined a Wednesday night show in a long time, or it seems like a long time.
It has been.
And I'm going to bring this beer. I think it's a pumpkin beer, but it's an autumn beer as well. I think it's a pumpkin spice donut, Belgian style Tripel with pumpkin spice, 9.5%.
So who makes that?
This is from Wild Leap. It's out of LaGrange, Georgia, one of the local craft breweries around here. You've had a couple of their beers when you came to see me. We drank some of their stuff. So anyway, I'm very excited about this one, and I think this would fall into that category.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
And I also, well, actually, I'm cut. Well, I'll go ahead and finish up. I didn't mean to cut Michael off. I forgot he hasn't shared anything yet.
It's okay.
I also have this, which is from Wild Leap. It's their birthday month hop latte cold brew. It's a double IPA. 8.3%, and it has coffee in it. They put the Partners in Crema coffee, which is the same coffee that they use in the Partners in Crema coconut imperial stout, which is one of my favorite stouts from them. So this will be an interesting one when I review it. It's a double juicy IPA with coffee in it. So it'll be interesting to see how those flavors marry and how that works out. And then save this one for last. I've already talked to Michael about it. And you actually haven't had this one, but I'm excited to try it. Another 6-point beer that just made its way to my area. This is the Hyper Beam Double IPA, 8% alcohol, 7 IBUs. It is a juicy double IPA with guava puree and passion fruit added.
Oh, okay. Well,
John, you may not remember, but in the first group of stuff I sent you a 16-ounce can of the Hyper Beam. So you have had it before. Remember the other can at the beginning? I think that was a Hyper Beam. I'm pretty sure.
I thought you said you never had it or seen it or. Okay.
Well, I'm almost sure. But I mean, you're gonna like it. It's in there. In other words, the alcohol's really covered well. It's gonna taste like a session beer to you.
Well, I love guava and I love passion fruit, and I love when they use the hops that they have and they put the actual fruit in there too. It's like a double whammy of a juice explosion in your mouth. And 6 Point has never disappointed. So
no, you'll definitely like it.
I'm very excited about that. So all right, so now I will pull you up so you can share.
And I'm going to talk about something first until Jay comes back.
So I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm back.
You're going to have to see something though. But anyway, okay. I'll talk first, and then I can do it after. This week, I'm going to be going on Thursday to Bryce's fiance's mother's house for Thanksgiving. So, you know, I've met her before, and it's not like this is anything new, but it's going to be a family gathering for the first time on Thanksgiving. They live locally, you know, maybe 5 or 6 miles away, so it's pretty convenient. And looking forward to doing that. And then I'm going to be seeing Giant Space Monkey on either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So we're going to have a little get together and a meet up, and we always do interesting beers. And then the 2 days after that, or 3, depending on when we do it, I have my monthly gathering with my big group on December 2nd. So that should be pretty good also. And I know of 6 people who are coming for sure. We had 9 in November, and we had 10 in September. So there've been some, you know, post whatever you want to call what we're going through now. People are mostly vaccinated, so more willing to get together indoors, and so it's been going pretty well. Is Jay back seated?
He is. Here, I'll pull it up like this. He's
okay. I can keep talking anyway. Jay's going to come back. Okay, Jay. I don't think what I'm going to do now is going to be a revelation for anybody, but I found this very interesting in my local beer place yesterday. And these are things that I've been aware of these beers being there. I in the past look at them and don't buy them that much, but they're a really good deal. So this is in the 99-cent imported section where they have all European, mostly German beers. And this one I think you've definitely had. This is the Walters Black. So this is the black beer. It's 5%, and it follows all your German things.
That's a very regal can design there.
How can you beat that for 99 cents?
You can't.
I've never heard it. I've never seen that, never heard of it.
Well, there's also a Walters Pilsner as well that they make, which is a very good Pilsner too.
They make all kind of beer. They make all kind of beers.
Are you ready for the shocker part of this?
You got 20
from the same brewery, and I swear it's got to be the same beer because they're not going to brew something different. And if you read the cans, they're identical. They brew. This is called Kolbitzer Schwarz, and the other one's a Schwarz beer too. And if you read the back, it's identical. It's from the same brewery. They're both 5% alcohol. I'll put them next to each other.
I think what Walters does, they put out a lot of rebrands.
So I believe it's the same beer, and they just put it in a different can.
Yeah,
from the same brewery.
It is.
And you know, I actually bought 2 of each, and I figured this way I can do my own review in my book and have another one in case I just want to have a dark beer sometime. You know, these Schwartz beers, they're 5%. There's nothing exceptional about them, but for what you're getting for a 99-cent beer, again, you can't beat the value.
No, and they do the same thing that Rhinelander does in Monroe, Wisconsin. They make the same beer, and they might have 5 different labels. One goes to Costco, one goes to Trader Joe's, one goes here and there.
Well, this is interesting because in there they have also the Walters Pilsner, and they have some other off things there. Look, I like German Pilsners and I like German lagers. It's just that I don't know. It's almost like I have kind of like a stout switch that goes off, and I have to have my stouts. I mean, it's just like I don't know.
You're addicted.
German dark beer is fine. Other German beers are good, and I do drink them. It's just that when it comes to the stout stuff, it's just a different realm for me. You know, your beer was New Realm. This is a different realm, and
Right.
I really like the stouts a lot, as people know. I mean, we have Stout Sunday every Sunday, so we're doing it once a week, which is great. But I try now, as we're getting into the colder weather, to have, you know, these stouts when I have my group gatherings too. And I think I told John this, I'm going to go, or maybe I didn't tell you, I'm going to open that one that's 7 years old. I think I spoke to you about this, the one from North Carolina that my nephew gave me.
Yes, we talked about that, and it seemed, and you were asking me. I think it's probably right on the edge
So
of being.
It's called Silent Night, and it is the beer. And I'm going to open it, and hopefully it's still fine. You know, I really don't want to find vinegar or that kind of thing.
Well, you said it's what, not 9%? It was 9%.
It's 9%, and it's bourbon barrel aged. So I think all that's going to happen that's going to be different is the coffee is probably not going to be as prevalent as it would have been if you drank it when it was new. So and it may not have any coffee in it. Maybe the bourbon will have taken over all the coffee, and you're just going to have a bourbon kind of, you know, taste to it. But as long as, you know, it hasn't turned, and I'm not going to wait anymore. I've made my decision. It's definitely going, and
good idea.
I'll give you a report after, and I guess you'll see how well it does. If it doesn't either win or come in second and third, that means that it had some adverse effect to it. But see, I also don't know what the other people are going to bring. Somebody else could bring bourbon barrel aged thing too, which could be better. So you never know what's going to happen. But 7 years in the bottle should give it maybe some smoothness too. It's a long time.
That's too long.
I didn't realize how old it was. This was given to me. I've probably had it for a year and maybe even a little longer.
Golly.
My nephew said he didn't realize how long he must have had it too.
James P. Madonna was mad, saying, I talked to Michael about this great idea and he didn't respond. And I said, well, maybe he doesn't want to do it.
I'll tell you what part of the reason is. I'll be as honest as I can. I like the fact that you can go on, you know, people seeing you do it. But some of the people who do it have privacy issues. And it's almost like what you're doing is you're bringing a camera in to people who may not be comfortable being, you know, reviewing beers on camera. When James did it, the people that were on were very willing to let him do it, the ones who were across. But I know Audrey was on the other side, and she told James not to get her in the picture. And that's just how she felt about it. She didn't want to be involved in it. And everybody has their own thing. I did read what James said. All I would have to do is plug in a cord, and that would be it. And I could just be on where people could, you know, see it. It wouldn't be something that would be recorded, but it would be.
It's just, I told him, I said, everybody doesn't want to do that. You know, I said, but it's a good idea. You could do it in a way that nobody's face is shown and it's just showing the beers, you know, and you could hear people talking. But some people clam up and get really paranoid when you bring out a camera audio recording. So, you know,
Jay, now that you mentioned that, let me ask you another question. You've seen beer reviewers on YouTube who don't show their face. All you do is you see the bottle or the can, and they talk. I don't find those as comfortable for me. Now, I understand the person maybe just doesn't want to be on camera, and that's why they do it. You lose a little bit of the interpersonal feeling.
It hurts the channel. Yeah.
No, that's my opinion. I mean, when I'm doing one, when I'm looking at my beers that go into my book, I like to hear what the other person's saying. I'm drinking it too, so I give my feedback, whatever. But I only do those reviews where the person is not seen if that's the only one reviewing the beer. Otherwise, I'd rather have somebody who's out there saying, hey, you know, this is me. I'm doing this.
Right.
But that's me. Everybody else, there may be people who don't mind that.
So I guess the answer is either some people can't do it because of their job or something, or they're just so shy that if they did it, they could not. They just wouldn't do it.
They might clam up.
Yeah,
if
if he's
his
so
face
nervous.
was on the camera.
Yeah,
I
they'd be
agree.
like, "Oh."
This comment right here, that says it right there. Like, to be able to see the person's reaction to the beer and
Right.
everything, that really lets you know what they're thinking, even more so half the time than what their descriptors are saying, because a
Right.
face is a thousand words that you can't say, you know.
And I wish you would. I can't wait for you to see my face when I tried those 2 pontoon fiascos of the last 2 videos.
We'll have to
What?
look at those and see.
Yeah, you were not a fan of the pontoon beers?
Not those last 2 calamities.
Okay.
Not those last 2 horrible. Not those last 2 calamity double IPAs.
John,
Oh,
every
okay.
brewery has beers that don't turn out to be good.
I don't drink pontoon IPAs usually. They make great stouts. They're not really known for their IPAs. So yeah, I could see that being a problem. And Jeremy says he'll never do that. When he starts doing beer reviews, he'll do it with a paper bag over his head.
See, I get the impression
Jeremy always
likes
adds
to crack jokes a lot.
Jeremy always adds some fun into his comments. I like that.
Yeah. Well, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the live show here. We still made it to almost an hour just with 3 people. We do like to hear ourselves talk, and we had a great show and tell session today. We had all A beers. Ron with his 98, 97 for me, and then Michael's Bosun Chocolate Stout coming in at a 91. So all great beers for this Stout Sunday. Thanks for joining me, Ron and Michael. As always, 2 of the regulars here on the show. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your football, whatever it is that you do. And hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving this week coming up. And next Sunday, I will be at my parents' house. We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving next weekend. So if there is going to be a Stout Sunday, this guy right up here, Mr. Ron Ontario, will probably be hosting it. So until next time, everybody, cheers. Have a great week.
Cheers, everybody. Have a good week.